You know the shit. I didn't even know what I was gonna say.
This makes it so much harder, people. If you guys are watching our live,
when he's trying to have to edit.
I forgot my liquor.
Yeah.
Next take. All right.
Sorry, guys. No drinking on this take. You know, even though I'm pretty sure we discussed not drinking while you're recording.
I don't care if it's 8 a.m.
Right? Who gives a shit what
This
time
is how we do our podcast. Now we're wasting footage. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our talk show. I'm Josh.
I'm DJ.
And if you've been here before, welcome back. How you been this week, DJ?
It wasn't too bad. Hung out with the wife during the weekend, did the chores, the normal things.
You didn't feel so good some of the days.
What?
I thought you weren't feeling well.
Oh yeah, I wasn't feeling well. Wasn't able to play any Apex with you guys. Also, if things seem a little shoddy, it's because we're live in the background too.
Yes, we are.
So,
with that being said, the race between me and DJ in the TikTok contest.
Yeah, that's
first
over.
one to 1,000. I won. It'll be right here.
Yeah, it sucks.
It sucks.
Sucks that guy won. You know. Whatever.
And now, my most viewed video is the Apex one. It's at 50-something thousand instead of the Pigeon one. Pigeon one's at 41.
It cheated and waited until season 3 was about to come out and then made an Apex video.
I also made a Spider-Man video.
You know.
Spider-Man is back in the MCU.
If nobody gave a shit he was back, they only cared that he was leaving.
Is that how life works?
Yeah. They only care when something happens to you. They don't care when you're back. You go to jail, they're like, oh, you went to jail. You get out of jail, no one gives a fuck.
And don't forget to follow us on TikTok. You know where it'll be?
TikTok.
I
almost asked.
And don't forget to like and subscribe on our YouTube page here.
Yeah, please like, subscribe, share, let your friends know, tell your mom. I'm sure your mom will want to see us. You know, see if you can even watch us.
See if you can watch our stuff. Our next segment is called Viral News.
Any good news you heard about this week?
Yes, I did. I'm here on a website called Fark.com. Like what the Fark?
It's F-A-R-K.
Not fart.
Not fart. Or fuck. Because I know that's what you're thinking. Oh, it's fuck.com. No.
And one of these headlines that says right here, alligators can read.
What?
Yeah.
They don't have books.
Should we click on it?
I mean, click on it.
All right, here it is.
Is there a video for people to see?
Alligator found lurking next to gator warning sign.
So that means he can read?
On September 30th, police in Florida assist a professional trapper with the capture of a very large and very angry alligator found right next to an alligator warning sign. Ain't that some shit?
I feel like just because the alligator was next to the sign doesn't particularly mean he knew what the hell it said.
Like the blind walking sign?
Right. Just because there's a blind guy next to a blind walking sign doesn't mean he's not blind.
Have you heard anything crazy in the news?
So I heard about this little girl who was adopted, who's apparently supposed to be 6, found out she was like 22.
22?
Yeah, 22 years old. The parents found out she was 22 years old, and then after the little girl had been standing over them and hiding knives in the couch and putting bleach in their coffee, that must have made it strong.
Yeah, I got the article right here.
That they took off and left her ass there and went to Canada, which that's nicer than I'd have done, because I'd have sent her ass to Canada. I wouldn't have left. I'd have drove her to Canada and left her ass there and been like, well, you're 22, figure it out.
And the article says that days after the adopted parents adopted this supposedly 6-year-old girl, when she was giving her a bath, she noticed that she had a full set of pubic hair, and later on found in her wardrobe signs of menstruating, but yet they kept her. It wasn't until a doctor, a psychologist, because the girl had been to a mental institute a couple times, found out her exact age through different, I guess, therapies.
That's insane, though. Like,
So what happened is I guess the family didn't tell no one about it. They fled to Canada one day, and then they found a little girl who claims that she was 9 at the time. So they charged both the parents with neglecting a child and child abandonment. They're now on bond.
right now, and the worst part is now the courts are trying to say, well, you thought she was a child when you left her.
Yeah,
Right.
technicality.
Right. They're trying to get them on technicality, which, you know what? Fuck that shit. Okay.
How you gonna keep a kid that puts bleach in your coffee and not call the authorities?
The fact is she was not a child when they abandoned her, so there was no crime. So how the courts could even begin to, oh well, you thought she was, well, you know, if fucking you could arrest people on thought, I'm sure half of America would be in goddamn jail right now.
The Minority Report.
Like, that just doesn't.
And then later on, she was even saying that even after, I guess they found out her age, they co-signed a lease for her and her apartment and some shit.
That's nice of them.
And they still get arrested.
I'd have kicked your ass. Oh, you're legal age? I can put my foot up your ass. Nobody will care.
Another thing I'm just reading right now. It says 9-year-old misses turn in 5K race, accidentally wins.
How'd she?
If it's a race, how do you accidentally win?
I didn't know I was running it. I just figured out what the hell.
I think that's what it was. A 9-year-old misses turn in 5K race. It's not loading, but I think that's funny as hell.
It's like, how did you missed a turn, somebody slapped a number on your back, right? They were just patting you on your back, but really what they were doing was sticking a number to you. You didn't notice. And the next thing you're like, oh, I just crossed the finish line. Where'd this come from?
You won!
It's like one of those things out of Pink Panther.
Oh my god.
you know, with fucking that dude. Mr. Bean just
Mr. Bean
just completed a 10K fun run.
So for all you gamers out there, great news.
Oh.
Starting October 1st, which is the day we're recording today, but you won't see it till Friday.
It's great news for those of you who are good gamers, like our friend Jesus.
Yeah, Jesus. Follow him on Twitch.
You
it's
know.
Desi.
Yeah. follow Desi on Twitch.
Apex Legends trailer hit #1 trending on YouTube last week. I think it was Saturday. Hit #1 trending.
Season 3 out today at 2. Well,
October 1st, which is today.
Which is today.
But you won't see this till Friday.
But it'll be 3 days ago.
But I think it's just crazy how this game that came out last year? Already hit #1 trending on YouTube.
Oh, they were
just season 3.
Also, they've been talking about how this game saved Respawn's life.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Because of Titanfall and shit like that, Respawn was going under. EA bought Respawn.
Yeah.
And they were planning a Titanfall 3. And when, it was probably around Fortnite Season 5 or 6.
Yeah.
And they decided, well, damn this Titanfall, we're going to put this game out, Apex Legends. And there was no release date for it.
It came out of nowhere.
There's actually...
The day that it came out, the trailer came out.
Something I didn't send to you, which I should have, and you may want to put a link in here for it, is the show and the people who actually play the voices for Apex Legends.
I saw like a YouTube video like that.
Did you? Yeah.
I saw the clickbait.
Well, they were talking about it as like, apparently they were asking, hey, when's the release date and things like that. And they didn't have a release date. They're like, oh, we're just going to throw it out there and see what happens.
2 seasons later, and the popularity
blew up quick.
They bust out a trailer 3 days before release date. #1 trending on YouTube.
Yeah. And Fortnite, man, they're
out the door.
They're doing everything they can to try
Fortnite,
to keep
actually,
up
I don't
now.
think they're using the bus anymore. They said one last ride. I don't know what they're going to fly in on now, but no more bus.
Fortnite virtually had no ping system at all. And then they saw how well Respawn did it, and they're like, oh, we're going to steal it and put it in. And, here's the thing with those type of games. They're stealing from one another.
Borrowing.
It's theft.
They don't have a patent.
But because there's, because there's no patent or nothing on it, they can't, it's not like when they make a game, right? So they've made, let's say, Darksiders 2, okay? They've made this game, and then they want to make another one, right? But it's like Darksiders 3 is more like Dark Souls than the actual Darksiders series.
Wow, so they just stole the template.
So they just basically,
have to borrow the template.
Right. It's crazy the way those things work out.
So that's in today's viral news. We're going to take a short break and a word from our sponsors. Me. Hello, everyone tuning in. Thank you for watching our podcast. It means a lot to us. Right now, what you're seeing is our TikTok accounts. So if you'd like to see more of us, please just follow us on TikTok. And don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube.
So, what are we doing today for topic there, Mr. Josh?
Well, let me look through my notes. I have them. Okay, let's talk about marriage, since you are married. And you should have a lot of things to say about it.
Yeah, but you're not married. What the hell are you going to know?
Marriage versus single life.
Ugh.
That, and I'm looking at marriage now. Just Google marriage.
Hey, ladies, he's single.
And can't spell marriage. All right, DJ. Mr. David Griffey. Why did you decide to get married?
Because my wife told us to.
Usually it works, huh?
She's like, hey, let's get married. I'm like, all right, cool, let's do it. And that was it. Now I'm married.
Is your marriage anything like your parents or your brothers?
Oh, I forgot to grab their pictures. Well, my dad, he met my mom.
Oh, I love this story.
Actually, he was out on the date with my mom's sister and met my mother. Decided him and my mother were getting married. Told her they were getting married the next week. The next week they did get married.
Didn't he get shipped off?
Oh, he was in the Air Force.
Yeah. And they went to a carnival, right?
Well, that's how he ended up in North Dakota, because she was from North Dakota. He, I guess, was messing around with one of the
sisters,
the generals or whatever, pissed him off, so they shipped him out to North Dakota.
So your dad was on a date with your mom's sister at the carnival, met your mother, and said, "I'm going to marry you next week."
Yeah.
And then next week they were married, and they were married for how long?
Oh, till the day she passed away.
Which is like 20-something years?
No, 50-something years.
50. They were 50 years. He only knew her a week, and he knew he was going to marry her.
Yeah, they were together for a long time.
Man, that must have screwed up your idea of love.
Had 3 kids. Turned around, adopted me. I was the 4th, and then mom passed away when I was 9. Dad passed when I was 22, I think. So they've all been gone a while. So
hearing your father's story and your mom's, did it give you a concept of love?
Well, yes and no, because I wanted
a lot to live up to. It's like Corey Topanga.
Well, I just didn't feel like knowing somebody for a week was enough time.
Your dad did.
Well, hey, he back then loved
background noise, man.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm messing with stuff back here. I probably should.
Hold the cue card. So your concept of love through your parents, was it?
It was, well, it was your classic romance story. It would have made a great movie.
That would have been a great movie.
Yeah, they probably have movies like that, but...
So they had their own trials and their own... But your mom always supported your dad no matter what crazy idea he fucking had that week.
My dad... He'd come up with all kinds of shit all the time.
But you're using the same kind of principles in your marriage that you learned from your brother and dad?
Most of them, yeah. I try not to piss my old lady off. I bust my ass to try to help her out and things like that, so she knows she's not in it alone. I can only do so much. A lot of the stuff I do is here around the house and stuff like that, because I'm injured and stuff like that. I can't.
He has back problems.
Can't go out and work. I'd love to, but
apparently being 6'7" can cause some injuries.
Being 6'7" and used as a forklift your whole life. When you're my size, I know you can't really see it. I mean, you kind of.
I'm 6 foot.
Josh is 6 foot, right?
Look at me sitting next to him.
So, just think about that for a second.
6 foot.
I've got at least a few inches over here, and I'm slouching because my back's messed up.
This is me. This is us sitting up.
So that's
he leaves the camera.
And then this camera over here is on a slant, so you can't even really see.
He makes me look skinny.
Right. Oh, jerk. But no, so I help around the house, take care of the animals.
So is being married a lot different than being single and being in a relationship, or being like, because basically being single means you're not married.
I mean, it is and it isn't. Okay, because even when you're in a regular relationship, you still got to do the same things when you're married. Here's the thing: a lot of people, once they get married, they stop doing those things that they did in the relationship.
Oh, they stop chasing.
Right. If you want your marriage to work,
you gotta work at it every day.
That's exactly right. You should be chasing your wife the first day the same as if it's 30 years in. You know.
You've been with your wife for how long? Altogether, like 5-6 years.
About 5 or 6 years, yeah.
Okay, you've been married about 2 to 3. Together, 2 to 3.
It's coming up on 2.
2. Okay,
February.
So when you first met her to now, do you love her more? You get what I'm saying? Like, apparently they say that over time you will love your wife or your significant other more than when you first loved them in the beginning.
Well, I mean,
because you're supposed to grow.
I love her more and more every day.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But just like that, okay, nobody will irritate you or make them hate you like your significant other, because you don't care as much. Seriously, right?
I know.
You say something
you care
to
about
me,
her opinion.
Right, I don't give a fuck if you say something to me. If she says...
It makes you more angry.
Right, so we watch our own vlogs. I do. I don't know about him. Me and my wife sit down and we watch it together, and then
our talk show.
Our talk show, right? Our talk show is...
Logo in the corner. Hit subscribe.
And yep, go down there and just hit subscribe. Also hit share so people can see us. But so me and my wife watch it, and then I get her opinion on it, and
he tells me the opinion.
She's still nice about it.
Oh, I know. I heard her. I heard her when you guys came to visit me at work.
But I know her faces, right? So I know when she doesn't think highly of something.
Is this like something we said, or just what, because we had a problem, just keep looking down?
Right, the looking down.
Or is it because the topic we talked about, or a joke he made?
She thinks it's a little too long sometimes. I don't think there's ever, I've never heard a woman say that.
It's a problem if it's too long.
Yeah, no, I've never heard anyone say that.
But you care about her, what she thinks more than anyone else. She's your number one fan.
Right, which means, because of that, nobody else can irritate you like the person you're in love with.
So nothing else matters.
Right, pretty much. Basically, the rest of the world falls away, and she is the one who dictates how I feel lifts me up or knocks me down when my horse is a little too high.
In the same sentence, huh? Mm-hmm. She can knock you down and lift you up.
Yeah, she's very good. She's been hanging out with me a little bit too much, and those backhanded compliments are.
Her wittiness is on point now.
Yeah.
For a minute, it took a while, and she'd come in the room and say something. Now it's just like, hey, and a rectangle like that, she says it back at you.
Believe me, I've dated a lot of just dumber than rocks women.
God, I can't.
And she is not one of them.
No, she's actually very intelligent, and she, I've talked to her a couple times. You guys came to my job.
Her one and only mistake was being with me.
Google says what the true meaning of marriage is generally everyone understanding the meaning of marriage is when two people make a public pledge or commitment to live together and share their lives in a way that is recognized legally, socially, and sometimes religiously. And that's the true meaning of marriage, according to Google.
That doesn't sound. It just sounds like a bunch of bullshit words.
Well, yeah. Back in the day when people got married, it was actually for like a business thing, like back in the day. Like, hey, marry my princess so our kingdoms can come together.
Well, that's
yeah. It had nothing to do with love until Saint Valentine was marrying people behind the church's back. And there's other definitions. Commonly accepted and a commonly passing definition of marriage is a following of a formal union, social, and legal contract between two individuals that entitles. It's all about marriage is basically legal. Is what they were trying to say throughout centuries. Meaning, like, you're with me, can't get rid of me. If you do, it costs a lot.
Which is horseshit. Realistically, me and my wife met, right? The night we met was the last time we were apart.
Whoa, that was good. Okay. I like that.
Well, really, what?
Re-say that.
Realistically, the night me and my wife met were the last night me and my wife were apart. Okay.
That's beautiful.
Oh, damn, drop that. Okay.
50% of all marriages end in divorce.
Yeah. Well, people still get married for civil things too. You know why my wife? You know why my wife really wanted to be married?
Huh?
Right? She really wanted to be married, so it was easier to do my paperwork because I hate doing paperwork. Right? I can't stand it. It's like an anxiety of mine. I start doing it and asking me questions.
So it's just easier for her to sign.
So it's just easier for her to fill out my paperwork and do stuff. If her last name's Griffey and she's my wife, that's why she married me. She got tired of having to argue with people. She legally did it that way, which was just more paperwork she had to fucking do.
Yeah, but after that, when you go to the hospital, they allow her back there.
Oh, and I love it. If I walk into a doctor's office with her and they try to, Mr. Griffey, here's some paperwork. I don't even talk to him. I don't say words to him. I just look at him and point at her.
It's like the Iron Man thing. I don't like be handed things.
Yeah, like I don't, especially in a doctor's office. Like, please don't hand me things. Don't touch me. My wife does all my paperwork for me because it drives. If I go to a doctor's office by myself, right, and she doesn't go with me,
oh God,
I start panicking.
Does she remember everything the doctor said and everything?
I never remember a damn thing. She asked me afterwards, what did the doctor say? I don't know.
I thought I had to show. It's like our podcast. You just thought you had to show up.
Just thought I had to show. Yeah.
You don't have to write nothing, read anything.
I've got things to write and read, even though I don't do it.
What's your definition of marriage?
Okay, that's a good question.
Thank you.
I don't think I've ever been asked something. What's my definition of marriage? My definition of marriage is trying to better your significant other without taking too much of their own energy. Right?
I like that. So it's like, what is that? Dreams don't work unless you do, and it's
right. Like my wife has a dream, and I'm only able to do so much again because I'm hurt. So I tried, like her days off and stuff like that, I try to make them as fun and as laugh-filled and happy-filled.
And you brought her to where I work?
And yeah, she doesn't like going. It's hot.
It's so hot in Florida.
So hot in Florida.
It's been cool the last couple days.
Yeah.
So you guys seem like you guys have a really good relationship.
I try.
I've seen less of other people not having that relationship.
I mean, we still argue.
Oh yeah, she wins.
Well, but that's because, listen, realistically, when you have an argument with your wife, I want you to ask yourself, is it worth it? Is it going to matter in 30 minutes, 40 minutes once the argument's done? I was thinking, do you have
that security feeling? Like, as I got older, I discovered even in any relationship or any problem, it's like, will it really matter tomorrow?
Tom's tip of the day.
Oh, we're doing Tom's tip early.
Choose your fucking battles.
He used to always tell us that.
Okay. Not everything's worth arguing over.
His wife would come out and say something, he'd just go, okay.
Yes, dude.
And we look at him like, you were right? He's like,
not the point.
He said, pick and choose your battles.
Just because, listen, and this is for the men. Damn the women, y'all are perfect. Okay? This is for the men. Just because you're right doesn't mean
you're right.
You're right. Okay?
God, I have such a problem with that.
Well, I do too. But that's not...
Well, because as being single and taking care of yourself, I used to argue with my ex-girlfriend all the time about it. She's like, you don't always have to be right. I'm like, what else is there to be?
You can be wrong sometimes.
And because I use such logic and facts to win any debate, me and DJ have gone through it so many years. We're not going to argue unless we're going to win. Our whole life, our strategy is like, if we're about to argue with someone, we know what the hell we're talking about. Because we use logic and facts. But then now you're telling me, even if you're right in this kind of situation, you have to go, nope, I'm wrong.
Yeah,
it's so difficult for me.
Sometimes it's just
because it's against logic. You know what I'm saying? Like, I proved I was right. I proved this is illogical. But again, then the feelings come in, and she's your wife, and sometimes your wife just has to be right for you to be wrong. So basically, when you're right, you're wrong. When she's right, she's right.
Right.
Okay, that's it. Marriage tip number 1.
Number 1.
Do you have any more marriage tips?
Which one?
Whatever she wants you to do, just fucking do it.
Right.
Because if you don't do it, then you're gonna end up doing it later.
After
you get yelled at.
Right.
So you still end up doing it.
Yeah. See, then that doesn't make.
So he says it's not worth it.
It's not. Listen. Right. Women make all kinds of sacrifices for men.
Yeah, they have sex with us. No.
Right. Having sex with us. taking care of kids, house.
Well, everyone does it, but they do make sacrifices.
You know, working at their jobs.
Most of the time, the women would give up. We don't live in that day and age anymore, but they used to give up their dreams for their husband's dreams. Right. No matter what, they would support their husbands, even if they're wrong.
And I mean, nowadays, couples try to support both dreams and make both things work. And that's the thing. You want to support love.
But another question I have, because actually this isn't any friendship or relationship, but most marriages end in this because communication. The communication's strong.
Well, I mean, yeah,
and
she talks a lot.
She talks a lot. I listen. With your headphones on playing Apex.
No, that's when I'm not listening. It's like when she gets off work,
yeah,
she tells me about her day on the way home.
Right? Most people text throughout the day and they have nothing to talk about at the end.
Well, no, she's busting her ass.
Well, yeah.
So
I'm saying most people, like, the texting age changed everything. How are you going to text someone throughout the whole day and at the end of the day, we don't talk?
Talk about the same
How the hell are we going to talk, man? You told me your shit the entire day. There's nothing else to talk about. I don't know. I just have different things. Like, if you live with the person, other than what you have to go through because you go get her lunch and stuff like that and the work. But other people, like, I see, like, your marriage, like, I'm a roommate when I call my husband Brent, you know. I've never texted him. I just wait till I get home. You know what I'm saying? Like, I live with you. I'm going to see you. And unless it's important, like your stuff is important when she texts you because you have errands to run.
Right.
And, you know, like, hey, you okay today kind of things.
Well,
like, why are you going to talk to someone throughout the whole day when you can just tell them at the end of the day? You live with them.
She checks on me throughout the day.
Well, yeah, I know
if
that.
I slip and fall.
Yeah, that I understand. I'm talking about other people.
Things like that.
Like, I understand communication is important, but I don't think that's beyond communication. That's neediness. What have you sacrificed?
Carpets. Carpets. I
was talking emotionally, but okay.
Carpets. Listen, okay, they don't talk about. Everyone's like, oh, I sacrificed this emotionally. Oh, I sacrificed this. You know what I sacrificed?
What'd you sacrifice?
Carpets. Okay. I like carpets. They feel good on my feet, and I'm diabetic, and I can't have carpets. Okay. My wife is just. Okay. There are no carpets in the house other than at the fucking doors so the dogs can wipe their feet off. Because listen, she's right. It's easier to clean. Okay.
Carpet stain.
It doesn't fucking stain, and everything about it says, hey, tile's the way to go.
Even in The Sims.
That's it. Okay. But damn logic, I want some fucking carpet. Okay. So all I want is some I don't even care if it's a little run pad next to the bed.
Run pad?
Okay. So I just need some carpet in my life where I can put my feeties and be like, carpet. I'd walk around the whole damn house and take my piece of people would be like, what are you doing, DJ? I'd be like, I gotta have my carpet. Right. When you get married,
yeah,
those are the things they don't talk about and tell you. You lose design rights.
Beer.
Okay.
No. Food shopping.
Okay, that's when your wife goes on a health kick, you're going on a health kick. Okay? And I know there's a lot of men out there, oh, damn, man, I'd never allow. Well, you know what? You're one of the 50% that isn't going to last very fucking long. So I don't really want to hear your opinion anyhow.
You're the reason why we're going to talk about domestic violence later.
Right. You know, I'd never allow my wife.
I'm not married, but like back in the day, the American dream, like we talked about in our first episode, people didn't understand when the man went to work and the woman took care of the house and everything. That's a fucking full-time job. Right. She managed his bank account too. They didn't tell you that. All he had to do was, if you want to see how it looks, watch Pleasantville. When the guy came home and goes, where's dinner? He'd
go to work, and then when he got home, he was off.
And then he played ball with the kids in the front. But she managed the house, got the kids to school, cooked breakfast, did the food shopping, got the coffee.
She never actually got the clock out.
No, never caught the clock out. And then people like portray when they get home, like, what have you done today? Like, what have I fucking done? Like, I feel for them. And then technically knowing on the outside world, society saw that the man was the head of the house, but the woman made all the fucking decisions. Even being a housewife or house husband, anything, and if you're a parent,
thanks for pointing at me with that.
And if you're a parent or whatever, like whoever is, you guys are doing equal. You may make the money or whatnot, but as far as I can remember, even my mom, women run the house. Outside, they would give you all the gratitude. They'd be like, outside the house and in public at barbecues, they stand next to the man quietly. And stuff, and you can make decisions here. But when we get the fuck home, I make the decisions.
Well, and that's like, the dad was only there for the dirty work.
Yeah, wait till your
Okay.
dad gets home.
Yeah, that's it. You wait until your father gets home because she wasn't going to put
He was
her
the
hands on him.
talent.
Yeah. He did all the dirty work.
Yeah, but I got scared when my mom got home. When my dad's like, he'll get quiet, calm, and go, wait till your mother gets home. I'm like, oh crap. When a woman or a mother or a wife can look at you and you know what they're saying and you know you're in trouble without words, that's a next level shit. My mom grounded me without saying things. She just walk in and give me a look. I go 2 weeks. She go, a month, and I go to my room.
Right, that was
She
it.
never said anything.
Sit on the end of my bed for a couple hours till dinner and eat dinner and then go back to bed.
So, but the point is, the woman did run everything. They just let the men believe they did it.
Right.
Like he just said, his wife takes care of all the paperwork. And women in power, you got Queen of England. I've never heard of a King of England in a long ass time. I guess Prince Harry might do that, but like I haven't heard of a King of England since Henry VIII.
Right. I think there is a king, but he's
No, I think he died. I think the next in line is Prince Harry.
Still, whatever. They'll be talking about his wife, not him.
There's a lot of Queen Elizabeths.
Yeah. No, it's just the one, I think. But still, even like that country's ran by a queen. It's
a queen.
Right.
Like in Egypt, they had Cleopatra at one point. They had Joan of Arc, who like stood up and was like, God said this. So women are empowered too. But that's besides the point. But you guys have an equal marriage. You make decisions, she makes decisions.
The only decisions I really make or really argue with is safety things, because I'm a safety net.
I don't blame you now, right?
Right, especially because I'm hurt now. I'm like I just don't want to get hurt anymore.
Our house is kid proof. No.
Well, it's not kitty proof, but it's kitty proof. It's not kid proof.
So your decisions are safety.
Right. If I don't think something's a real good idea, I'm like, maybe we shouldn't. Then I'll speak up. But other than that, my wife is super intelligent, so I really don't have to.
And you guys make time for each other in your needs.
Yeah, we do weekends.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah,
weekends, and then like when she's cooking dinner at night, I try to go over here and make some TikToks and.
You're still in the same. You guys
blow kisses at her and walk over and grab her ass, and yeah, she'll come over and try to distract me when I'm trying to film and things like that.
I am working.
Even stuff like this, it takes time. It takes time, and marriage is a lot like this. It takes time.
I think in anything you do I think you should treat it like your friend. Any kind of relationship like a marriage in the aspect of the format. The foundation that you should treat each other, respect and support each other, and if you're making a stupid decision, you should say it in a way. You could be yourself, like us, we're blunt, or you can say it in a different way, so they don't get upset. But I think everything's based on loyalty, respect, and basically, love is in there. You should love the person you're with. But like, if you don't trust or respect or anything, you just have love. That's not going to finish the equation. You get what I'm saying?
Right. It's simple.
You need all of it.
It's simple. If you really love somebody, okay, there is no sacrifice or compromise. In conclusion, okay, I don't know why Josh says these things. In conclusion, topic, hypothesis. This isn't a fucking science project.
It's a structure.
It's a structure.
Okay, start over. So we're gonna.
I think we should keep that. That was gold.
Okay, continue.
So I'm not gonna say in fucking conclusion.
You just said it 4 times.
I'm sure you'll work it in there one time. In the end of our topic today, I'd like to go over a little bit about some things you should remember for marriage. 1, do what you can to make your wife happy, even when it's not your fault. Happy wife, happy life. And just make sure she's in fucking charge. Whatever delusions you have, whatever manly man emotions you've got, remember, you came from a vagina, you're going back in. No? Is that not good for the last one?
Alright, we're going to take a small break and then go into Florida driving tip and the end of our podcast. Alright, today's segment, once again, fan favorite. By fan, I mean DJ. Florida driving tip.
I like it. And our Florida driving tip today is a simple one. Okay? It's really hard to drive around, even in the best of conditions. And a lot of people can't really drive that well as it is. So my Florida driving tip today is no texting and driving. It's actually a law now here in Florida and a law in many other states.
And no TikTok and driving.
Yeah, I see a lot of those. People are TikToking and driving, you know, and it's one thing if you got somebody else in the car working your TikTok or your text message, but when it's just you, that's a no bueno.
So today's tip is no texting and driving, please, and beware of other driver safety.
Yeah. And that's today's Florida driving tip.
Oh, great. We talked about a lot today. Video games, marriage, Florida driving tip, Tom's tip.
Yep, Tom's tip.
I think we had a great episode. If you liked it, don't forget the like button. If you didn't, hit the dislike button. Tell us how we're doing.
Right. And always subscribe. Even if you don't like us, you know, you can subscribe and leave nasty comments in the... I'm really waiting for some of those now. I'm sure there'll be some nasty comments eventually.
Every Friday we post, and every Tuesday we record. So come check us out. Don't forget to follow us on TikTok, follow my other channel, Blog Entertainment. Follow my friend's Twitch channel, it's Desi.
And if you want to be on the show, let us know in the comments and we'll think about it. What we got for today?
Nope, there's one more thing, guys. It is October. That means Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Oh, it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Yeah. So down below in the description, there will be a link to find out more about breast cancer or any kind of cancer and a place to donate. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you guys for watching.
That's all the time we have.
The producers. They have the cue cards up.
The damn paparazzi are here, so we gotta get out.
We'll see you guys next week. You guys have a good one.